Hey there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, right now, the energy is charged with some sort of like rapid level up into a higher state of prosperity. Okay. And the word coming through is dominance. I'm also hearing that the universe has confirmed your power boost and is delivering the next tier of financial gain. So, let's find out what other messages are coming through. So right now in your current mindset, okay, you're taking some time to work on some new projects, okay? You might be learning something, which has kind of put you in this state of like almost like feeling energetically charged, feeling like you know what you're doing, okay? Because in this past state with the chariot, you come across as someone who's like on the move, on the go, with that Cancerian energy. You're full of control, full of drive and determination. All right. And it kind of like has put you in this very like, I don't know why. I keep getting like this ebb and flow. Like, you know what you're doing, you know what you want to go towards, is what I'm hearing, or work towards. But there is some sort of like shift in like how you're feeling. Okay. Which kind of like sets you into that kind of sword. So like, you're like in this controlled state, you're ready to go, you're moving forward, but it almost feels like you have confidence, and that confidence is kind of sparking certain things within you. Okay, it's kind of like triggering and pushing you forward with that chariot, but it kind of like, but the landscape around you, like the reality of the world, is like kind of in like a irreversible end. It's kind of like doom or gloom vibe. You know, it's kind of like what I'm getting there. It kind of feels like the environment has a sense of defeat around you, but you're like full of control. You know what you want to do going forward, or towards, and you're confident about it. You have warmth about you, okay? But then there's like some sort of like oddness. It's kind of like almost like certain situations kind of like put you in this like vibe where it kind of puts you in this like, you know, disappointment of some kind, maybe because the environment is like kind of the missing certain pieces for you, missing certain elements, missing certain vibes, is what I'm getting at. Is it's kind of like this blind spot of like, I don't know, like this, it feels like the like something's just not quite right to you at the moment. Like this is what's happening in the past state. Okay. And so subconsciously, you're probably just like, you still want to move forward with this Eight of Wands, but at the same time, you still want to keep like your, like you kind of want to keep your promises to yourself, is what I'm hearing. You kind of want to have control over what it is that you want. You want to have dominance, which is like probably why that word dominance came through. So you kind of just like going towards, you're moving towards things very speedily, very quickly. It kind of also feels like you just don't want to stop and like smell the roses, because the roses around you are like dead. It's kind of like what I'm getting at. It's kind of like what I'm feeling. Like things are kind of at an irreversible end. Yeah, things are like in this cold state. Yeah. There's like some sense of like burnout, you know, some sense of like cold phase that's happening in on the earth, is kind of what I'm getting with this Five of Pentacles. It's almost like there's hardships that are like happening, okay? Even while you're like moving and traversing forward, like with a lot of momentum, there's still some sense of like having to isolate yourself because of like the craziness that's happening in your environment with the Ten of Swords. So it's like you want to just like let yourself go. Let yourself just like find a new path forward, because you're looking upward. You're not looking back, is what I'm feeling and hearing. Also, sorry, there's like some sort of like mowing happening in the background there. So yeah, and it kind of feels like, Nine of Wands almost feels like you're being really resilient about things. It's like this is how you're projecting out into the world. It's like, because like you're almost like having this mindset of like grin and bearing it, protecting your resources, protecting your passion, protecting your spirit, your creativity. It kind of feels like I don't know why my nose is also itchy too, so that might be of significance where it's just like, maybe like you're just keeping your head up. Maybe you're just like letting things kind of ride out, is what it feels like. Something to do with like this King of Wands where it's like, it almost feels as though like you're just focused on your vision. You're focused on the abundance coming forward. You're focused on the energy of that abundance. And so it's like your eye is on the prize. Your eye is on the new projects that you're working towards. Your eye is on learning more. Your eyes are on just hunkering down and being like a master of your craft, leading with integrity. Okay. You're being like really bold about it. And I'm also kind of hearing, I don't know why, I got the word fear. Also hearing and fearing, like maybe there is some fear in the background, okay? Maybe it may be from you or someone else. Yeah, illusions, okay? Something to do with some things are unseen, okay? It's like, it feels like a blindfold over certain situations. It feels as though it's kind of like because of this social sphere of like what's happening in your external, in your internal, like the environment around you. What are people saying? It's like people are watching your environment. People are like just watching you like craft in the back of the deck. You know, Eight of Pentacles, people are watching you craft, have dedication towards that, focus towards that skill. And there's almost like this like blind spot where it's like, or this breaking point where it's like, you're going to be like in the midst of your creation or your creative spirit, your creative path. And there's going to be like some illusions casted over you. There's going to be certain things where it's like subconsciously, you know that like you don't have the full picture. Subconsciously, things are unseen. There's a couple of mysteries. Things are happening in the background that may not necessarily be, you know, like fully known is what I'm getting at. You know? But let's see what the universe wants you to know. The universe wants to tell you like, hey, it's kind of like time to break away from some of these bondages, okay? Some of these, I don't know what it is. Like it's kind of odd to see the devil, because it's almost like how can you like detach from things you can't see, right? And it's like kind of weird. It's almost like having a curse over a family. Okay, it's almost like you're in this like this cycle that is like never ending. And it also kind of feels like so interesting, like the universe wants you, isn't kind of like advising you to be mindful of your attachments, your desires, these illusions. But if you're in the illusion and you can't see it, how are you breaking out of that? So it's like, it's kind of like you have to be your own compass. You kind of have to be your own North Star in this forest. You have to kind of create your own map. And it looks like that's what you've been doing, because you're constantly just moving forward, even though you don't know what's happening. But it's such an interesting perspective where it's like kind of like see while the things are unseen. It's almost like having blind faith is what it sounds like. Yeah. Because with that blind faith, your final breakthrough is the Queen of Pentacles. That kind of is reminiscent of that prosperity that we were talking about in the beginning of the read, the energies that we were getting. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles, like you're growing abundantly. You have a lot of resources, okay, coming in for you. And something to do with like, it also feels as though you kind of knew in your heart of hearts, your heart of cards, that this abundance would come in for you, even though you couldn't see it, even though subconsciously there was like uncertainties based on your dreams. You utilized your intuition with that moon to kind of traverse you forward, even though there were certain desires and illusions that were casted over you as you were like walking towards your path is what I'm getting. Let's see where you end up here, okay, in Final Destination. But yeah, it looks to be that this is your winning move. This is how you find your abundance. It's kind of just like keep moving forward is what the universe is saying, which is really nice to hear. Have dominance in your energy. Continue to be charged in your momentum forward. Yeah. Okay. See what else we get here. Wow. It's like the universe is like, we want to end here, okay? But I'm just going to see if I can get one more message from the from our spirit guides here. Okay, yeah, I suppose there's no other messages. I'm feeling like stalemate energy here. So the cards are like, you got everything. Maybe because it has something to do with like this card. Maybe this is like your, you know, but because we're supposed to have like a final destination kind of thing. But they're like, nah, we're gonna end here. But yeah, that's super funny. But those are pretty much all the messages that I have for you today. Something to do with like you just like staying focused on your craft, staying focused on the things that you want to do. Okay, it's really going to be your North Star as you traverse forward. And so it's kind of like stay structured in your mindset. Respect your. I'm almost like getting like respect your boundaries, respect your patience, respect your investments. This is going to allow you to reflect on certain results that you've acquired. You're going to be able to establish your self-worth and independence. You're going to be able to maintain some sort of legacy, whether that be in home or like family legacy of some kind, and something to do with being almost like studying, seeing the potential of things, being diligent about it, and like just nurturing yourself is going to lead to you feeling rooted in your abundance and resourcefulness. So yeah, those are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider sharing your support by subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment down below. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.